Thanos will have that stone.
Alright, g'day everyone, and welcome to Comics Mate, your mates in comics from the land down under. I'm Dean James, and I'm here with my co-hosts, my special guest co-hosts for this episode. We have Renie Draws, and we have Ogdenaru something about Mo. Say hello, guys.
I'm still muted. Hello! What's up?
Hello, Renie, welcome.
Hi. Good to be here. Thanks for having
I
me.
appreciate you joining me this evening. Odin is probably still doing his thing, searching for things, but hello, Odin. Welcome.
Hello, Odin's icon. That is
hello. It's
face.
for this evening. I am Ogdenaru, Mosebane, Lord of Weebery.
Oh my! I didn't realize you guys are doing a Weebery thing. Of course, I would have done something to play it up. Worn cat ears or something disgusting.
It's the perfect time. My anime avatar returns. Hello, everyone.
Not just manga, though. Hey. Listen, everybody thinks, "Aw, no, I don't even have a manga." You know what? I am the manga icon. I'm going to be as Asian as possible today. Everyone has said I'm going to talk about Berserk for the whole stream. That is not true. I'm going to show you because Dean asked for obscure comics, and I brought obscure. So we'll see how many of you know these comics that I bring up. It's not just
because when it comes, comic books, originally it was like, don't talk about the real famous ones like Watchmen and stuff, right? But when it comes to manga, I have a very limited collection. Like, I've only ever read a few, like a small handful, which is why Odin's here as well to help, bolster the list. But most of mine you've probably heard of before, except for a couple of them, except for one of them, definitely. But most of them have been turned into anime or, had movies or something. So you've definitely heard of them before. But yeah. I guarantee you haven't heard of Renie's. I'd never heard of any of them. Hell, Google hadn't even heard of one of them.
I don't think any of mine, except for one, made into a movie. But a lot of people don't know it was a manga, have been made into anime. So, yeah.
All right. Well, before we jump in, let's say hello to people in the
today. My manga creds.
We got Felix here. Say hello, Felix. I love you, Felix. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me, mate. Hail and bow. Always appreciate it. Seeing D-Wag here. Bow. Good to see you, mate. D-Wags is awesome. He shared my thing twice because Twitter was doing some shenanigans earlier. We have Maromi here saying release the tentacles. I don't have any tentacles. Is there any tentacles in your guys' mangas? I don't have any tentacles today.
No, there isn't.
This will be a surprisingly tentacle-free stream.
Yeah. No tentacles at all.
Ali says poor Mo. Yes, poor Mo indeed. I even put sorry Mo in the title for that. But g'day, Ali. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, there's Mo, disliked, unsubbed, reported for targeted harassment.
He also claimed that this is Pearl Harbor 2.0 later. It's great.
Oh my god.
We did this
justice for Mo. I apologize sincerely, but you know, this is like, what can we do? You know, we've gotta, you know, just show the diversity of the world, I guess. I don't know what else. I don't have an excuse, Mo. I'm sorry. Just please forgive me. Yeah.
You're embracing
Jeremy
diversity.
Manga Special, Mo, get the flamethrower? Yeah. See, I knew it was going to be like this. I'm sorry, guys. I will be judging these manga choices with an iron fist, says Jay.
Go ahead.
Are you a manga connoisseur, Jay? Yeah, Ali says it. Look, it'll just be them talking about Berserk for an hour. I've never actually read Berserk. I should
Berserk
read
is
it.
fantastic, but because Renie didn't bring it on her list, I am not going to talk about it either. I have some of my other favorites that I went. I don't know if I could call them obscure. They definitely have some pretty big followings, but like if you aren't really into anime or manga, it's going to go completely over your head. I've definitely recommended a couple of these to Dean. But
well, yeah, as long as they're not like the main ones, you know, that's the only real big thing. Like I didn't really have a choice this like episode. People can probably guess what I'm going to recommend. But
Berserk is kind of well known, which is why I didn't bring it up. But yes,
I mean,
you should read
it is and it isn't. Like if you go up to the average person, they're going to have no fucking clue what Berserk is. But like in nerd circles, everybody's at least heard of it.
I walked down Atlanta and like a couple times I've just seen random people wearing Berserk shirts. So
yeah, Atlanta's its own animal and you know it. That's not that's not a fair gauge of anything ever.
Yeah, well, as I said, you know, I've never read Berserk, but I definitely know what it is. You know, like if you showed me 3 random pictures of manga, I'd be able to pick out Berserk pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's because Kentaro Miura is a fucking beast and makes freaking visual literature. It's beautiful.
Right. I mean, that could be said for a lot of the mangaka. That's the official.
I mean, yes, right? But there is something special about Miura's work, and I don't think that there's any mangaka that would dispute that. Like how highly the whole point of manga is meant to be simplistic, but Kentaro Miura's pieces are filled with so much detail and so much rendering. It's just freaking insane. There's a reason why there hasn't been a proper anime adaptation.
He treats it like
a
proper epic fantasy just drawn in comic form. So manga's only simplistic if you're talking about shoujo and shonen. For specifically seinen genre manga, which is for adults, is very not simplistic. That's where you get the Vagabonds and the Blade of the Immortal.
That gives me another one.
Sagas. Okay. Yeah, and all of Katsura Otomo's stuff, which I'll bring up a few his manga. Those are all seinen. They're more mature and very detailed often.
Yeah, none of that means anything to me. I have no idea what any of that is.
So like what she's effectively stating is when it comes down to manga, there are different subgenres and everything like that.
I mean, I'm aware of that. Like I know what shonen is because of Shonen Jump and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so seinen is literally like shonen on steroids.
Like and subscribe for
adult
shonen
men. Seinen, the word itself means adult men. Shonen means young boy. So manga is divided into 4 main categories aside from stuff like, well, if it's hentai or if it's ecchi or something like that, or horror, that's different. But the general readership categories, that's how they divide their books. This would never happen in America because people would be offended. But it's shoujo, which is for young girls, like school-age girls, shonen, which is for school-age boys, and shonen is what most people think of when they, especially Westerners, is what I mean by they, because it is the most well-known, because school-age boys are the ones who have the most free time to read comics. But that doesn't mean the other categories don't do well, because the manga industry is huge. Josei is the readership demographic. That means adult women. So that's its own sort of it's like shoujo but more mature, and like also you can imagine that shonen and shoujo are the biggest, I would say. Josei is the least large money-wise and industry-wise, but it still does pretty well because that's just an established tradition in Japan. Seinen is for adult men, and all the series I just listed were seinen series, and it doesn't mean adult as in it's rated R, it just means there are more adult themes and the art can be much more detailed and realistic. And I recommend Westerners read seinen, because I think a lot of Western comic fans, they expect that more mature style. They get kind of annoyed by the goofiness of shonen and shoujo, and they think that's just all manga. That's not true.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm learning so much already. This is amazing.
Yeah, and to that point, I do think that there is definitely still value to be found in the shonen genre, even as an adult and what have you. Like there are fun shows, just like there are fun cartoons. I'm
always going to love Dragon Ball. Like, doesn't matter how old I get. I've loved it since I was like 7 years old, and I still love it today.
Akira Toriyama's enthusiasm is infectious, and you can see it in his art. He just has a blast, and he likes making these grandiose tales that just feel epic and absurd. And so, yeah, they're really fun. Like, I don't think that you can, like...
Fun is
I know Mo's going to tell me to shut up because he's already done it like 12 times. But like, that's going to be... Mo's just going to be like, I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Mo. I swear I'll do something just for you. I'll do something next to make it up. Make all this up to you, all right? I promise. But yeah, g'day, Snuggy. What's up, chat? Can I cause some trouble here? You're always welcome to cause trouble here, Snuggy. I appreciate you, man. Snafu says, what? I'm not sure what he's watching at, but
there's the foreign words.
God, Mo. Jesus.
Mo's like, Dean should change. I should have this name.
Oh my God.
I should have named this stream the Try Not to KYS Challenge. Impossible in brackets.
This is the Convert Mo Challenge. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, Mo, this is... if you don't like any of these things... then I'll give up forever. But this is the one time...
We're never going to succeed in that. He is like...
I don't know, man.
Look, guys. Like, I have had many a conversation with Mo on this specific on this specific topic. That's a dead cause. He is never going to enjoy this. He is just going to be here heckling us like Statler and Waldorf the entire stream. In fact, he is going to be both of them because he's that good. But
maybe we can get him to just maybe give one a chance. You know? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. I doubt it though.
I doubt it too, but I believe in us.
So I guess the question is, who wants to go first?
Well, we've got to say hello to everyone in the chat first. I'm not even halfway down.
Fair enough.
But yeah, our Luniverse says, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think this is because Manga too. I'm sorry, guys. Kick Dean says Snuggy. That's fair, man. That's fair. Hail Renie, and to a lesser extent, Ogden.
Hello.
I'm not super important. I think that he posted that before I revealed what my name was.
This is basically Pearl Harbor Part 2.
Oh my God.
That wins the chat for tonight, guys.
Dean was talking about Weavery and said small handful. Is that racist? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be racist.
Oh my God.
Dean has been weebified? No, not quite, man. These are just things that I've, liked growing up throughout my life. And, there's only like one. You guys know me. Like, literally, I couldn't pick more than 4. Usually I say, pick between 5 and 10. And when I was going through my entire collection, I only own 4 out of like the thousands of books that I have on my shelf. So I didn't really have much selection here. Although one of them might count as just like anything because I recommend anything from the actual creator. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Sand sharks in the chat. Bow. Put some sand sharks in the chat, everyone, if you can. Appreciate the sand sharks. Sand sharks will defend us forever. Sand sharks over water sharks any day.
What the fuck is that? An Australian thing? Like murderous sand sharks? Sharks?
No. We watched a movie. There's a stream from like a few days ago, maybe last week now. I can't remember. But we watched a pirate movie called Magic Island, and it was something I'd remembered since I was a little kid. And in that, there are like they're puppets or something, yeah, but they look like gremlins, and they're sand sharks, and they swim through the sand instead of through the ocean. And they're just incredible. So I turned them into emojis. And now
Felix, I would hail and bow you, but I already got kicked from the chat by Mo. I've been putting time out.
Got oh man.
Yeah.
I threw Mo an Omaiwa Moshindaru and he didn't like that.
G'day, Richard.
Poor Mo.
Welcome, Richard. I appreciate you sticking around, Mo. I know you're not going to enjoy this stream, so thank you very much, my friend. Richard says AGL energy ad shown as I clicked on the stream. Sweet! Being monetized is awesome. Appreciate you, Richard. Although, do you know what happens almost every time? Every Comics Mate live, these ones are okay, but every Comics Mate live, they're just immediately, sorry guys, that's not monetizable. This is bad content.
Yeah, that happens to me too. None of my live streams are monetized.
Yeah, but no, the comics we actually enjoy ones seem to survive, which I'm pretty happy about. Holy hand grenades. As soon as I come in, I hear Berserk. Yeah, but we were talking about how we're not going to talk about Berserk today. But welcome, Holy hand grenades.
And then spend 3 minutes talking about 10 minutes.
He's like, I fucking knew it. But yeah, let's keep going. Dean, mute that man. I will mute him if he gets out of control. Don't worry.
Oh, come on. That's the whole point of me being here.
G'day, Henry. He says, what weavery is this? Hashtag I stand with Mo. Welcome, Henry. I appreciate you being here. Arrogant Apes here. G'day, Ape. Bow. I'm in, and without putting my headset on, I'm assuming Berserk done got mentioned. It did. It really did.
But we're not going to give Berserk as an example because everyone already knows about it.
Yeah, everyone in the chat is talking about Berserk.
Yeah.
Berserk Redux is pretty damn good. I don't even know what that is. Should I read Berserk? Should I give it a
yes. You are a huge horror fan, Dean. Like it is right up your alley.
Well, I'll download it and pirate it, because I don't have the money to buy it. But I will actually give it a fair go tonight, probably, because I'm running out of things to read. Honestly, I've been just burning through entire runs of books lately. Just every night I read, a volume and a half of some trade paperback. So I'll give it a go.
Boy.
Oh, I think Mo is serious. I think he put me on a 24-hour ban.
That's hilarious.
I just tried to post our Kickstarter link in the chat because Felix was letting people know to sign up for the Embrace 2 sign up page, but we're about to do the Kickstarter for the Embrace, which we'll talk about later. But oh man, I can't talk about that now. I think I actually got banned for 24 hours.
Well, Jesus. I'm sorry this is happening to you. But yeah, if you want to talk about the Kickstarter, go right ahead, man, before we jump into any of this.
Well, let's hold off till the end a little bit, because let's give the people what they came here for. Manga
recommendations.
Yes.
Dragon Ball is better than Berserk, says Holy Hand Grenade. Well, I will find out. Young Boy Fizz has entered the chat. That is, I hope not.
Y'all's manga knowledge is saddening. I'm gonna educate you all today.
I'm just a small town boy from the middle of nowhere in Australia.
So who wants to go first, I guess, is the question.
I'll go.
Ape is a member. Welcome, Ape. Appreciate you.
And how do we want to do this? Do we want to rotate? Everybody shares one, and then we just keep
that's
going?
What I usually do. Usually I go back and forth like 1, 1, 1, 1, but because I'm so outnumbered, we'll go 1, 1, 1. Like maybe Renie could do 2 in a row because she's got more than me. How many do you have? Because I haven't actually
seen. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Okay, yeah. So you two have about the same. I only have 4. Jeremy says resist. #resist. But yeah, I appreciate you, Abe. Thanks for becoming a member. Now you're going to be in the draw to win my big box chock full of cocks, which is going to be sick. And there's actually going to be some things I'm going to talk about them.
Yeah, tends to ramble. That's fair.
I'll reveal another book that's going in that big box at some point during this stream too. But yeah, The Passion of Mopigs. G'day, Ray. Welcome. Who else we got? Oh, I see. This is why you got timed out.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, rightfully so.
I told you I owe my Washinder of him.
Does that mean I need to hold back on my ooh-woos today, or Mo will also ban me from the channel?
So long as you don't type it in the comment section, you're probably fine.
Wait, I could do it on stream. I could ooh-woo all I want, Mo. Is that okay with you? He's gonna leave.
Nuggy asks, he picked up the Odie book. Is that manga? I mean, maybe. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Xenotype or whatever it is Odie did after that? Because one is yes and one is no.
Woo, you said the art and times of January.
Most like that was my first ever 24-hour timeout.
I earned it.
Really?
But Miranda's here. G'day, Miranda. She's here for the Mo jokes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Has nothing to do with me at all.
No. Why would it?
No, never.
The Comics Mate, not Berserk stream. Now let's talk about Berserk. Yeah, exactly.
Listen.
It has a lot of penis. Is that true? Is that a thing in Berserk?
Penis yeah, there are. It's not a lot. It's not about that. It's just okay. It's horror, and one of the themes is sexual horror. So it comes like.
Yeah, there's definitely trauma that they deal with a lot. But like I don't recall there being. I think there's like one of those things.
Well, Arrogant Ape tells you to embrace this 24-hour ban, Ogden.
Why does everybody call you Ogden?
It was a typo from Mo that happened on like one of the first streams I was ever on, and it just stuck because I didn't correct him. So
you're not even tends to ramble.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, don't worry. Mo wants to know what he ever did to you, Renie. Why do you hate him?
I don't hate him. I don't hate you. What are you talking about?
No, the only feud here is between Mo and I. That's what this is.
I don't hate you, Mo. I'm just sharing the art that I love. Can't help.
Why not put a copy of the Embrace One in the box? Because I don't have any copies of the Embrace One left. Just my personal ones. If I had a spare, I would. Odin, do we have a spare Embrace One that we can put in the box?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, sweet. There we go. All right, and Embrace One is going in the box too then.
I mean, we can also throw in one of the special Kickstarter variants too, because those things are only going to be for that campaign.
Yeah, but will they be available by like early June when I'm sending the box out?
I could try.
We can try. Either way, okay. There will be an Embrace One. Whether like what cover that is, we don't know yet, but we will make that happen for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, I also need to resend you your package. It got kicked back to me.
Typical. I actually had that happen with some artwork that I sent out. It came back to my house 3 times. I was like, absurd. What?
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah, hold on, I'm scrolling down. Dan's here. G'day, Dan. Appreciate you, Boob Dan, you legend.
Hello.
It's okay, Renie. You can hate them. I do.
Okay. Oh, I can let my hate flow free. Oh, thank God.
Do you want to play a game? Says I look like a Digimon character, and he approves. Well, thank you. Do you want to play a game? Well, we're down the bottom now. Okay, finally down the bottom. All right, let's jump into this then, shall we?
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
Renie, kick us off.
Yeah, who's going to go first?
It's up to me. All right, let's go.
And I'll open it and like share it on the screen.
Yeah, I might as well. I'll go with the one that. I mean, I can do 2 in a row if you want me to.
Dean has the heart of the cards within him. That's Yu-Gi-Oh, Jay. What?
Let me share the one that you couldn't find, if I can find it.
Oh, okay, starting off strong. Yeah, this is super obscure, this one. Even Google was like, what are you talking about? You sure you didn't mean this?
What?
Like, no, I did not mean that.
What is this?
I bet you anyone who grew up in Asia around the same time as me probably has seen this. This is a...
I've actually seen that.
Yeah. So the artist is this Hong Kongese guy, Feng Ping Chang or something. I don't fucking speak Cantonese. Feng Ping Chang, something like that. His screen name is Seller FCP, and he drew a manhwa that came out for a brief time. I don't think it ever wrapped, but it's about these assassins, and the main character is the blonde chick on top, who's this kind of like Scarlet. Black Widow, Scarlet Widow.
Right.
Black Widow-ish type of character, but she's American, but then she's on this mission and ends up fighting, but then allying with a bunch of half allying with a bunch of other assassins. The story I never really got into, but the action was super cool because it's like assassins leagues all competing and stuff all around the world.
So that does sound cool.
This League of Assassins, these are all guys from like different countries and shit, a bunch of Russians, Americans, like Chinese. And I just read it because the art was amazing. And he was on DeviantArt, and this was when I was like 14 or 15, and I got my start on the internet on DeviantArt, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's my idol, and his manga was out in a manga shop near me because I was living in Taiwan. So, but I don't think the manga ever wrapped, but the name, the title is it's abbreviated CAT, C-A-T. In English, it's Confidential Assassination Troupe. So I'm sure it's in English somewhere. If someone wants to find it, art is great. It reminded me of Blade of the Immortal a lot. Here's some of the interior pages, like this super sketchy style. And here's like some of the battles. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that does look really cool. That would make a good anime, honestly, just by looking at it.
Yeah,
because that's where I get most of mine from. Most of my stuff has been animated, and that's how I even hear about it in the first place. But that looks sick.
I wasn't an anime person. I mentioned this before. I just grew up in the manga shop because in Taiwan, we had, like how in America you have comic shops. In Taiwan, we used to. Now that everything's digital, not so much anymore. But we had manga bookstores, and what you could do is you don't have to buy the books. You could just, because it was like accessible to students, you can go in, give them 5 NT, which is like $1, and you can rent a book and just read it there like a library. And you can give them 10 NT and take it home for a week. So it was a manga library, and it was the most amazing thing. And there were like 4 of these shops on my way to school, so I would just go there and stay there instead of doing my homework or going to the library. And like, so that's how I almost failed school but started drawing comics, and this is one of the series that was there. This is amazing art. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, and that's the main character.
Yeah, I really like this art style. That's actually something that can be said for a lot of them. Yeah, like I know Mo hates the anime eyes and things like that, but generally they have some great artwork. Like everything I'm featuring, even the ones that have been turned into anime, just they look so good in the actual books themselves. I'm not even sure what it is about them, but they just highly rendered, really cool looking action scenes and fight scenes, and these crazy angles when it comes to the panels and stuff. Like I've got to admit, it's actually really cool looking.
Yeah, and this isn't even I would class this as seinen. Like this is like Boichi's style. Well, Boichi does some shonen, but Boichi, who does Origin and Sunken Rock, clearly not for kids. This is not very big eyesy. Maybe like that one panel looks like it, but it's not a kiddie comic at all. And
right. Well, yeah, there's some boob there.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. This is really good art. So check him out. Seller FCP on DeviantArt. There you go.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Hey. Good job.
Woo. Should I?
Yeah.
Do the next one, or
what should we? Yeah, actually, you do 2 in a row because you do have more than me and Odin. What's your next one?
How many does she have? She's got...
I think she had like 8.
9.
You've got 9? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So this
right, yeah, cool.
other one.
I found all the other ones on the list, I think. So this should be interesting to find out whether or not I actually got the right images. So what's the next one?
I'm gonna do Blame next.
Blame? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the right stuff because there was only one called Blame.
The ones. Well, I downloaded some images too because I downloaded Blame. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to find that, even though Blame is decently well known. It's got like kind of,
This is Blame, right?
kind of a cult following. That's correct. That's Blame. Yeah. So Blame is this ultra far futuristic science fiction manga by Tsutomu Nihei, and he has some newer work. I think he by Omega and Knights of Sidonia are so Knights of Sidonia is like his most current one, and like it's a little more polished. But I actually really love Blame, which was his first manga, I think, and it's so raw and the figures are like, especially at the beginning, is the figures he draws are absolutely horrible. But Tsutomu Nihei is an architect by training who decided to draw a far futuristic manga. So what happened is Blame is this manga where the main character, Achille, this guy with like dressed all in black with a gun, just wanders through these far futuristic landscapes where it's a globe that's completely covered in mega structures and cities, but like nobody lives in it. It's just like complete. I'm screen sharing too, by the way, if you want it. Like you can share yours and then I'll share what I managed to find. Yeah. So look, he's an architect by training, so he just went ham designing backgrounds and weird
like
sci-fi sceneries.
Piece. This is really cool.
Yeah. It's like MC Escher, but grungy, broken down, huge concrete jungles, and it's like the environment is a character in the manga, and he's Achilles on a mission to search for a human with a special gene. So he's just like wandering around, and he's eventually joined by this blonde chick named Sibo. And it's so far futuristic, like they're different human subspecies and shit, and they just live in little pockets in this huge global concrete jungle, basically. And the whole issue is the building machines for the globe, they're on overdrive. They just keep building and they can't stop. So it's just like miles and miles out into space, and you have all kinds of like crazy structures, and somehow to fix the world, he has to find a human with this specific gene. So Killy and Sibo, they go around, and either it's just wandering through crazy landscapes, encountering like weird people, and occasionally they encounter just the weirdest monsters. They'll have like cybernetic monsters and shit. Let me see if I can pull some of those up. Here's some. I don't know if you can manage to find any of. Here we go. Yeah, stuff like that. Oh, wow. And just the weirdest shit that you don't even know what you're looking at. That's Sibo with a bunch of weird stuff strapped to her. I frankly don't remember.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I have that image. I wasn't sure if that was from the right thing, but see, I've got that image here too.
Yep, yeah, that's the same thing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just absolutely wild, and the imagery is amazing. And so I bring Blame up all the time because I love this one. There's like these like big boss creatures that are just gigantic, warped cybernetic monster beings, like Cthulhu gods, but in sci-fi. It's absolutely wild, and I loved it.
That's really
but
cool looking.
Because of the environment and the architecture, this is when I stopped being afraid of drawing environments, because a lot of artists start out drawing either creatures or people, and very few artists, especially comic artists, start out drawing environments. And this comic absolutely changed my life because of how much fun he had with the backgrounds. And when you see someone using the background in such a expert way, it's
this looks
just
really
looking
good.
at it is a learning experience. So I absolutely love this. Go check it out if you like sci-fi and just like weird future stuff. Hell yeah!
Abe's saying he's going to pick it up because he's heard it mentioned once before, and it looks really good. So yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, I have heard this. Has anyone heard the theory that all characters in anime and manga have the same proportions of cats? I have. I've even seen videos breaking that stuff down. And it makes sense. It does. They're all cat people, and like they line them up with from the side view, and they have cat faces. It's actually crazy.
Oh,
and that's why their noses
really
look the way they do.
Yeah, the really stylized ones do.
Yeah. I've heard that before. And Mo wants me to keep the title of Blame in mind. I will, Mo. I will.
Me?
Man,
all right.
That's a good recommendation. Good recommendation.
Yeah, this looks awesome. I'm definitely going to be checking this one out.
Yeah, no, it looks sick. It does. I'd never heard of this one. Like most of the things on these lists, I've never heard of this at all. That's what happens when you pay the artists in cat food. Is that what happens? I don't think they get paid in cat food, Mo.
They don't get paid very well, but it's not in cat food, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we have a wild Bancroft in the chat. Hail, Bancroft.
Woo.
Welcome.
Hello.
All right. So, do you want to go before me, or should I go next, Mo? Mo.
I can go because I've got 6 things. So then I can do 2, and then you do 1, and then we cycle back to Renie.
Michael wants to know how old that series was. Blame.
I think I was in high school, so early 2000s.
Cool. All right. So, Ogden, what have you got for us, mate?
All right. So the way that I'm doing my list is I'm starting off with like my most well-known stuff and mushing and going back into like the last ones I'll do are like the more obscure ones that I have, and even those aren't going to be as like crazy as the ones Renie are doing, because I don't have like in the levels of weebery here. I am in the intermediate class, and then like Renie is the heavyweight. But we're going to start off with probably one of my favorite reads of 2023.
Are you sharing it? Yeah, good. Okay. What do we
So
got?
I'm only pulling up one image per, and it'll just
God.
be. So this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Steel Ball
You're just
Run.
trying to trigger Mo at this point.
Oh, I am. 100%.
Yes.
This is literally one of the most insane books I have ever read. Like, the plot is like there is a race across the United States that is littered with the mummified corpse of Jesus. It's like a weird freaking combination of Mormonism and like a whole bunch of different weird things. It is fantastic. And I just remember there's this one of the chapters of the book is called he's guy Jiro, the guy that's on here, is fighting this guy who has a stand that has the ability to rewind time 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. And what's a stand
powerful.
for people who don't know?
A stand is like a manifestation of power. Just whatever. It doesn't. The stands get completely redone in Steel Ball. Like this. So this served as a complete universal reboot, because at the end of Stone Ocean, all of reality gets like messed up, and so Steel Ball Run is effectively the hard reset of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it is freaking insane. And the art is insanely good. Is very good.
I don't know what that means, Jay.
Well, that's what Jotaro's stand Star Platinum screams when he's delivering the punch barrages. Stands don't really do that by Steel Ball Run. I think you have like 1 or 2 that do, but for the most part, stands get completely redefined after Steel Ball. And Steel Ball is one of the best things I have ever read. And there were a couple of moments where it made me feel inadequate as a writer. I was like, I have so much to learn.
I just refunded the embrace.
All right, so stopping sharing this for Mo's sake, and then we're going to move on to my second one. So this one I didn't pull.
You're not going to win Mo over with any JoJo. I know that much.
No, I know. So this one is a panel from Fate Zero. Fate Zero.
Hold on, Felix. I did that last night. Those shorts are from yesterday. I don't know what you're talking about, Felix.
But so Fate Zero is probably my favorite entry of the Fate franchise. Effectively, it is a tournament where mages summon heroic spirits of old to fight on their behalf.
Is this related to the Fate Stay Night thing?
Yes, Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero, like they were all manga initially. So like this is
I've seen
the
those.
manga of Fate really Zero. Good. That's Iskandar on his chariot. Like
I thought Fate was a game. It started out as a game.
It's all over the place, Renie. Like being a fan of the Fate. Being a fan of the Fate franchise is like you are effectively Charlie Day from Always Sunny with the murder board. Like, hey, where do you start in on Fate? The answer is where the fuck you want. But like me personally, I love Fate Zero. It is my favorite of the stories. It's cohesive. The designs are great. And like as someone who is a massive fan of Alexander the Great, this is probably the best depiction of him in any fictional thing that I have seen. It is.
Yeah, I started off with the movies, none of the books, and then I started watching the series because the movies were animated so well. Like they are top quality animation for like, you know, probably because one of them only came out last year. So, you know, probably top of the line animation for modern day stuff. And I didn't even know, like, I mean, of course it's a manga. I just never thought about it, you know? But yeah, I've got the series and the movies on my hard drive, and they're sick.
Fate Zero is like my favorite, and I love all of the heroic spirits there. It was so good.
Mo made Neff's artist Garrett rename his dog to just Joe instead of Jojo. Kyle Hartman. Welcome, Kyle Hartman. I don't think I've ever seen you before. A new face. Appreciate you joining us. He says, check out this new manga, Beloved, the Champion of God. He highly recommends it. I will. I'll give it a look. But yeah, I can't remember. Somebody, the whole Fate thing, like on one of my videos, I mentioned how I thought, you know, like anime, like the animation of it all had spoiled me, and that was why I hated the new X-Men animation. And then someone in those comments was like, you think Demon Slayer is the best animation ever? Check out this Fate Stay Night thing. And they said some character versus some Zeus or something. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually sick.
Oh, man, are you talking about Record of Ragnarok, Adam versus Zeus? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I fucking despise Record of Ragnarok.
I remember. It's on one of my... I knew you would.
So my big thing with that was when I was doing Elysian Fields promotion, people were like, oh, that sounds a lot like Record of Ragnarok. And I went and watched it, and they do have similar premises. Elysian Fields has actual substance and character-driven plot, and Record of Ragnarok is just an excuse to smash people together, and I don't really like the fights that they have lined up. They're beautifully animated, but
it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
I despise Adam Kimber was saying Blood of Zeus. That was I despise the story. I love the animation in it.
I honestly can't remember, but that was that same comment is what led me to Fate Stay Night, and I was like, oh, this is sick. Because it's got like this one chick, I can't remember what she's like, you know, one of the things that follow the wizards around. Probably saying it all wrong. But like she's got like this blindfold on, you can't see her eyes, and she is cool as hell.
Yeah.
I just can't remember her name or any details about it at all, other than it was some sick fight scenes. And there was a shadow monster. But it was good. It was good stuff. Yeah. All right. Let me go to my first recommendation.
Yeah.
I've got some good stuff. My first recommendation, I'm going to go with this one. Hold on. Let me just change the name of this real quick so that it's in the right order and I don't. There we go. All right. Now I can, I won't spoil anything else, you know? Whoops. There we go. This here, let me put it up on my screen, is something that people have heard me talk about many, many times. And I can't stress enough how much I recommend this. I actually recommend everything from this this writer, who's Uzumaki by Junji Ito, right? Junji Ito is just a straight up horror creator. He does like weird Eastern style horror books, and some of them are kind of silly, but most of them are just straight up haunting. And Uzumaki is his like magnum opus. You know, it's this massive book, and it's essentially about a town that is haunted by spirals. And so, like, you know, what does that even mean, right? But like, everyone in this town are either obsessed with, terrified of, or affected in some way by spirals. And like even all the river in the, you know, the river that runs through the town just has these little whirlpools in it for like no reason at all. And like, hold on, I'll change over to the next page. You know, like one of the main characters at the very start of the book, her dad becomes obsessed with them to the point where he tries to turn himself into a spiral and puts himself in their like washing machine thing. And this is what happens to him here.
It's weird. Like all of Junji Ito's work, it's not horror like someone is haunting you. It's like people just act in inexplicable ways, and it's just continually more and more unsettling. Yeah. I love that kind of shit.
It feels like you're reading the backstory of the Soundgarden Black Hole Sun music video. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, and like this chick here, this one here that I'm showing you now, that's about halfway through the story. But this girl is eaten by a spiral, and she becomes a spiral. It slowly eats away at all of her body until she just like disappears into nothing. And they're like, she was never seen again. But it's just such a bizarre, strange, really unsettling book, because when I was done reading it for the first time, I was telling everyone I knew about it for weeks. Yeah, but like from the very first time I read it, even to this day, sometimes I'll still notice it, but you'll see spirals in real life. You'll be like, oh, there's a spiral over there. Interesting. But yeah, there's one character.
You start feel like it's coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I started noticing them now. I have them all over my room, and now I know where they all are. It's kind of messed up. But this guy's wife, that lady that finds him, she's actually driven mad by this, you know, by finding her husband like that, and she ends up terrified of spirals. And then she finds out that there's a spiral inside your eardrum. It's part of your body, and she kills herself by like stabbing herself in the ear with like a big knife, and it's some of the most messed up shit ever, honestly. There's a snail. There is a snail thing. This is where Snail Girl comes from. This is just the Snail Girl is a girl that turns into a snail eventually. And then they try to, like, she keeps coughing up all these slugs and stuff. And then they try to help her out by putting her in the bath, you know, to clean her off. And her body shrinks in this bath full of salt. And then at the very end of it, she's just like climbing the tree. Like her head is the shell of this snail, and the snail is climbing up the tree. And they're like, if you ever get too close to the snail, you can hear her like whimpering, and she like makes eye contact with you as if she's still alive and conscious in there. And it's just some of the most messed up shit ever. But Uzumaki is like, I recommend anything from Junji Ito, honestly, because I've read a bunch of it at this point. Like he's probably, you know, one of the only ones I really know, but like I'm a massive fan of this dude at this point. And this is actually a book I have. It's a big fat hardcover book. And surprise, surprise, guys, it's going to be put into the big box chock full of cocks. This is actually something that's going in the giveaway. So you too can be haunted by spirals.
Nice. That's a good item.
Yeah. Become a member today to win the big box. The cochlea is the inner ear organ. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah. Yeah, Gaio. I've got Gaio, Uzumaki, Tomie, and what's that one called? Fragments of Horror, which is a bunch of short stories. But I've got all of this stuff just on my shelf because I'm genuinely a massive fan of Junji Ito. He does some good like horror books. Mo's like, Dean, what the fuck? Yeah, no, this is literally, it's the only one going in there. I put Weebery in the box. No, I put horror. I put horror in the box. This is genuinely good. It's genuinely a good read. And even if you never read it, man, like if you win and you never read Uzumaki, just, yeah, maybe give it a go. Like this is something I highly recommend. Is this a contest or a curse? I'm sorry, Mo.
Mo, you're just going to have to learn that manga is just comics. It's not just one type of thing. You don't have to like all of it, but you know.
There's good stories being told.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, this is like think Mo, right? You know me, at the very least, trust me when I say something is awesome. You know, like the box is full of nothing but awesome things. And even if you don't like manga, this is one of the most messed up horror stories that you will ever see. So it's at the very least worth a flick through. You'll enjoy it. But yeah, this is Uzumaki, and newest thing coming in the big box. Special K is here. Hello, Special K. I don't think I've ever seen you before either. But have any of you seen Spy X Family Code White? Never seen it. I've heard of the show, but I've never seen it.
I think that's even like the new movie that just dropped. I haven't seen it. I never got into Spy X Family, but the trailer for the
I've heard it's super wholesome.
Yeah, that's what I hear, but I don't know. It looks very shonen. It's actually not what I usually read, but
Renie's just like, I'm too good for that. I'm cultured.
No, it's just
it's too
not,
mainstream.
It's not my. I don't like the cutesy
I'm fucking
stuff.
with you, Renie. It's okay.
But I have friends who really like Spy X Family.
Yeah. What Richard's saying. Remember, I am not Vaughn, so you can trust my recommendations. Yeah, Uzumaki. I can't stress enough how much I recommend this book. Like, this is like, I've never, everybody, Odin said it just before, right? Like, I'm a massive horror guy. Like, I've got heaps of horror books and movies and things like that. I've never been messed with the way that this messed with me. Like, for weeks I was spotting spirals all over the place after reading it, and like it's honestly worth the read. It's good stuff. And even though it's a big fat book, it's a quick read because it's very light on dialogue. It's all about, it's like, look at the image, turn the page. Oh, wow, a couple of sentences, turn the page. So like, I was able to read it in just like a whole day, even though it's like 300 pages long. But yeah. G'day, Suzanne. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Michael Bancroft says he doesn't want to be messed with. Well, you're not a member, Bancroft, so you're not even in the draw. Become a member, and then then you can be messed with.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Uzumaki, highly recommend this book. It's twisted. Get it? Twisted? All right.
Punny.
Now, Renie, we're back to you. What are you doing?
Oh, it's back to me already. Okay, let's see. What do I have? All right. I have a couple more. I will.
All right, I'll check those out, Ape. He says that I might go to Nabe's Lovecraft books. Really cool stuff. I'll give him a look.
Oh, I actually don't know that one. I will give Mo a moment of relief. I will
like and subscribe for a moment of relief.
Yeah, Mo, you should. This is for you. Here's something that's not Weebury, but only for a moment. I'll return to Weebury soon enough.
Only for a moment.
Only for a moment.
A brief respite.
Very brief respite. So this is. I wish we got more European comics here, and I can't wait to do the big Europe trip that I want to, and I'm going to spend the whole fucking time
who did the art on this?
Alex is the two first names, and he's done other European comics. I can't remember which ones, but I've seen his work around. Amazing! Oh my god!
Very similar to Lucky. Yeah, like this is beautiful. Is this another one? So like, there's been this big trend in European comics recently where they take old folklore and then sci-fi it up. Like they did Hercules: Wrath of Heaven, which was beautiful, and they took Hercules and the Tale of the 10 Labors and made it like a sci-fi space exploration. It was freaking gorgeous. And this artist,
European books are ridiculous. Like, European books, honestly, are awesome.
Yeah, so this and the Elric, there's a comic adaptation of the Elric books, and it's not by Alex, but it's by an something German name. It's by Riker. Of course, the German guy is called Riker. But I forgot the artist's name. But go look up the comic adaptation of the Elric of Melnibone, whatever.
12 Labors of Ape.
Yeah, but this is not sci-fi. It's just a straight adaptation of the Siegfried mythos, and own. So these books that I'm pulling up, I own them, but I left them all in Taiwan. So I'm very frustrated. I can't just show you. But when you buy this, it's gigantic. It's European album size, and there's several books. I've only seen like the first one, but there's like 2 or 3 out now, and all of it looks like this. It's like a thick, just giant thing. Every panel looks fantastic. Like this. It's just absolutely jaw dropping. I've been staring at this. I'm like, I want Fiendish to look like this. How do I ink like this? So yeah, check this out, and you can get this in English. I believe you can get this on Amazon. Look at this shit.
Yeah, I might. So I honestly might get this. This looks awesome.
Like this looks beautiful. I'll definitely have, because I've been getting into looking at the European books myself because they're doing some crazy shit. When I was over in Europe for when I was staying, I had some time in Frankfurt, and there was actually a comic shop like right next to where I was staying. And so I was looking through there, and my jaw was just on the floor. I was like, what the fuck are we even doing compared to this?
I can't. I'm going to spend my whole time just staring at castles and buying comics. Like, and none of this, so little of this stuff is in English. It's like, I have some Black Sad, and I have Siegfried, and that's about it. And then, like, there was Sky Doll and a couple of those books when what was in Marvel was adapting some European comics. And that's it. And it's such a travesty because the way
a lot of them are really
they do
beautiful.
Comics, like they treat comics like high art.
But is where it's at.
There was one, Michael says he's going to have to grab this, but there was one that Bancroft showed us ages ago, and it was a Disney book of all things, and it was about Mickey and Goofy and Donald on some sort of adventure, but I had never seen artwork like that before, and I went looking for it everywhere, but it's only in French, so I can't actually read it. But honestly, like, they treat everything, even just like a kid's book, as high art, as something that, needs to have a lot of effort put into it. Like, I wish I could draw and color the way that a lot of these European books look. It's crazy.
Amazing. And Bancroft was just posting about this French comic he saw with these amazing, just expansive backgrounds that inspired him I saw that. The visuals of the Lucent and Siegfried. I don't think it had that much of. Obviously, I'm influenced by other things, like I talk about Berserk all the time. But the look in Siegfried is what I'm going for, like that fantasy look. Like I want to draw like this, and like I've shown the colors to my colorist, so I was like, let's make this comic eventually someday. I'll manage this, but
that's cool.
Yeah, like fucking buy this book, guys.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will definitely be getting this. This looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm gonna, because I always go back and rewatch these streams afterwards, and then like pick and choose which ones I like. This one's going on the list for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's all I got. There's the cover.
Sweet.
Oh right. Should I do 2? Because I have so many. Let me do another one.
Okay.
Shall I, or am I just one?
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
I think you and I are doing 2 until we're done, and then because Dean only has
that was a good pick.
Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, I have earned a little more. I have redeemed myself a little bit with Mo, just a little bit. I'm about to fuck up all the points there with Mo. Though this is not Japanese.
No, it only goes downhill from here when it comes to my recommendations as well. Mo's not going to like any of them.
This is not Japanese, it's Asian, but one of the other artists I recommended was Hong Kongese. That was Chinese, so this is also Chinese. And so I don't have all manga on my list today. This is I think in English it's called The Ravages of Time, and Chinese is Feng Liao Yuan. It's ridiculously famous, super famous in Asia. It's like the only Chinese manhwa that has just reached astronomical levels that people kind of internationally know about, and it's a dramatized adaptation of the Three Kingdoms era.
I was literally just about to ask. I was like, "Is this Three Kingdoms?"
Yeah, because everything is Three Kingdoms.
100%.
Yeah, and I think that like the main character is Sima Yi, but it's everybody. All the fashions is ridiculously complicated. I never read the whole thing because it's too complicated.
For those in the chat confused, this is Dynasty Warriors.
There you go. Because everything is Three Kingdoms. I'm like everything is either Three Kingdoms or it's Monkey King, and I'm a little tired of it. But this is very good from what I have seen. Like I never could just get caught up on the whole thing, but every time I went into the manga shop, this would be like an oversized volume in the front, right? Because this is a big local thing, and like most of the stuff was Japanese, but this was the album sized comic that was I don't know if this is like how Hong Kong, I don't know nothing about this artist, but here's some of the interiors.
Holy
shit, Crazy Mad.
Yeah.
So this one, like, I was able to find on Google. There's a lot of like really nice art in this.
Yeah, like amazing art. Think Blade of the I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
That looks like his weird halberd thing.
Yeah, the weapon does look like him. Yeah, I think that's him.
I mean, maybe it is. Read it to find out.
I think Odin knows his history better than me. I'm just like, a bunch of people fought Civil War forever.
I am nowhere near as affluent in Chinese. Like what I know of the romance of the Three Kingdoms, I learned from playing Dynasty Warriors. So I'm hardly hardly an expert.
Well, but, like to be fair, so that's what most Westerners just know Chinese history, the Three Kingdoms period, so well, and they know it better than me because of Dynasty Warriors. And I frankly just never gave a shit. Like I like the Tang Dynasty more, but
I mean that's more than fair. But like Dynasty Warriors was the shit going up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I mean, I have read bits of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but like my main I haven't read all of it at this point. Like that's not where my focus is. Generally, when I'm looking at like epic poetry and what have you, I'm reading, classical Greek. And I've been getting into, I guess it wouldn't be like epic poetry, but like Assyrian translations of Assyrian cuneiform and what have you.
I actually have a fun story about Dynasty Warriors. When I was a little kid, when I was like 10 years old or something like that, we played Dynasty Warriors at my friend's house. Me, my little brother, and like our family friend, and it was like they were both the same age, and I was a little bit older than them. I got 10, 8, and 8, And anyway, we accidentally overwrit the save file of our family friend's older brother, who was like 15 at the time. And we overrid his save file of Dynasty Warriors by accident. He came in and whooped our asses. He kicked the absolute crap out of us. And we were like 3 little kids because we overrid his Dynasty Warriors save file.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, lesson learned.
Yeah. Never mess with your older brother's PlayStation.
Damn. Yeah, don't
this
be careful over saving people's game files.
This is sick looking, honestly.
Yeah, I love the art. I would never read it really, but I just flip through it, and the art is like, you can see for yourself. It's like Vagabond, Blade of the Immortal, all kind of mixed together, and it starts out a little more cartoony. So some of the art, like here, this is earlier in the series, but he just improves so much. It's kind of like Trigun, where the art just becomes just like
way better.
Just evolves like speed.
I mean, even Berserk starts up, like when you look at early Berserk versus like when you get to like the Golden Age, it's night and day.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, and that's
the longer that they draw, the better that they get.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love seeing that, but yeah, this is what the art eventually looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking gorgeous.
That's a fat horse. But check this out. I'm sure you can find it in English. I've heard people reviewing it in English.
Oh, there's 100%. I guarantee you there are some English. Like even if you can't purchase it, I guarantee you there are websites where they've translated it. Those translations will probably be meddling to not great, but like Vagabond is great.
Do you want to play a game that says that Vagabond was mentioned, so now he's happy?
Yeah, Vagabond I think is still too well known. I'm gonna show you some real obscure shit.
Horse.
I'm gonna get close to Vagabond though. The next one, I like it.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. So,
here's some nice recommendations.
Glad to
Let's remove that.
All right. So we're just talking about Vagabond. So time to talk about another seinen that is fantastic that I adore. Vinland Saga.
That's cool looking. And I've actually heard of this one.
Vinland Saga is a manga about Vikings. And I also like to pitch it as like the antithesis to Berserk. The prologue arc of Vinland Saga has a lot in common with Berserk's Golden Age arc. There is a lot in common with them. Where it diverges, though, is Berserk is ultimately a story about a man persisting through his rage and becoming a monster to defeat bigger monsters. The whole purpose of Vinland Saga is to break this whole cycle of war and conflict and start anew. And it's absolutely fantastic. The writer has done the mangaka has done an absurd amount of research on the period. Like I would not be surprised if he actually has a PhD in the subject of the Anglican invasions of England, the Norse invasions of England. Because
I don't think so. I think I know he traveled to Norway and probably.
Well, he's gone to Iceland. He's gone to Norway. And he's also gone. Research. He's also gone to England, but like he is put in the work. Is my point. Like, and you can tell, like it, like while this is definitely a fictionalized narrative and everything like that, the pieces are all there that showcase, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. The manga is fantastic. I found out about it because they did an anime adaptation that I watched on, I think it was Prime when it first came out here. That was fantastic. It has probably one of the coolest anime openers I've seen in a hot minute. And so then I watched the first season, fell in love with it, and I went and I read the series, and I hadn't read a series with that much enthusiasm since the first time I read Berserk, which was like is probably the highest praise I could give for something.
Yeah, that really is, man.
This
of course
story,
you are, Felix.
This story is fantastic. So I will close out of this one, and then I'll do my next one. All right, this one's for you, Dean, because I was talking to you about this one a couple days ago because you were asking for some horror stuff. This is Hellsing.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. That's sick looking.
So Hellsing is a story about the Hellsing Foundation, which is based in England, and they hunt vampires. And they are competing with the Catholic Church, who also have a vampire hunting organization called Iscariot. And there is a weird resurgence in vampires. And so the secret to Hellsing's success is this guy right here. And this is from one of my favorite moments in the series. I won't go into it too much, but like, you know, as you can probably guess by the name, you know, Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards. So he is literally...
What? I never noticed that before.
But so yeah, absolutely fantastic series. Not much of a plot book, but the art is gorgeous and the action sequences are fucking great. There are some weird moments in the series that make you go, why is this here? But they're few and far between. The majority of the book is fantastic, and you get some great fights out of it.
And if I may add, there's also a hot chick. Who wears a very short skirt. So
yeah, Sarah's Victoria.
Nice. Yeah,
plenty of things to love about this
series. It's really good. And yeah.
Mo says weird moments in a manga. You're treading new ground.
Fair enough. But anyways, so that is my second pick. It's on to you, Dean.
Okay, cool. All right. My next pick, I'm not going to go with the most obvious one that I have because everyone's obviously expecting me to say Dragon Ball, but
yes, Arrogant Ape Hellsing Ultimate is a fantastic watch. I would have just typed that in the chat, but I can't because I'm on a 24-hour block.
I second all of these recommendations, especially Vinland Saga.
Well, this is Demon Slayer, which you may have heard outsold the entire Western comic book industry on its own just last year.
Comics are doing great.
So yeah, right. That's what they keep telling us.
Yeah.
Really, let's be real. Demon Slayer, the manga, is a solid shonen, but it is very run of the mill. The reason why this series did as well as it did
was
because of how fucking phenomenal the anime is and how pretty they make the breathing techniques.
Oh yeah. But my whole point to that is sometimes you don't need to be super complicated or, with a mad twist or anything like that. Sometimes you just want to have the run of the mill chosen one gonna take down the big bad guy, hero story. And that's very much what this is, like you find out because the demons in this are kind of like vampires, except they have special powers. And you find out that the big bad had he had a premonition of basically our main character going to be the one who kills him. And he had a premonition about that 100 years ago or whatever. And we just follow the story of this kid who had his whole family killed at the very start of the book. And he becomes, he trains to become a demon slayer, which is, an order of samurai essentially that all fight. Some of them are ninjas. They all have different themes. But they're an order of warriors that take out demons for a living. And his sister is turned into a demon, and the whole story is about him trying to, turn her back into a human and take out the big bad demon that destroyed everything. It's not a complicated story at all, but it is honestly one of the, it's so enjoyable. And,
it is.
As Odin was just saying, the animation in the anime is one of the coolest things you'll ever see. And they just released season 5, which...
And Tanjiro is a very, very wholesome protagonist.
Tanjiro is the sweetest sweetheart I've ever seen in anything.
he is goodest boy.
He is goodest boy. They have there's a thing where while he gets hypnotized to fall asleep by one of the demons, right? And they send in people into their dreams to go and find the core of their heart, their spiritual core, and to kill him. And then when the person who gets into his spiritual core comes to kill him, it's so beautiful and warm and wholesome that he drops to his knees and he can't do it. He's just oh my god, I can't do it. Why do I feel this way? And then when he comes out of it, the guy's still sitting there, and he could have killed him while he was asleep, but the guy's sitting there just crying his eyes out. He's why would you allow this to happen? Oh my god, It's honestly some of the best. It's some of the best stuff, and the main character himself is kind of what makes it super wholesome. He is great. He is truly great. And they have a lot of really funny moments. Not the character that's supposed to be funny. I actually really don't like the blonde kid.
Are you talking about their pervy character?
Yeah, I really don't like him. I can't he's supposed to be funny, but he just annoys me. I can't remember his name.
It's a trope in every shonen where you have the pervy character. And there has only ever been one of those characters, and he's not even really like that I've ever seen and enjoyed, and he's actually in the next one I will recommend. But yeah.
Yes, yeah, there is a Jar Jar in this, and it's his blonde friend who is just super annoying.
He's really cool when he's asleep.
Yeah, no, he's not in any of these images because I just don't like him.
He's really cool when he's asleep, and especially when you watch the show and you see him do lightning breathing the first time.
Yeah, because he has this
one
thing
of
where
the
he's
coolest
terrified all the time. He's super scared of all the demons, and he really panics. And you're like, why is this guy even a demon slayer? But then he falls asleep, and he like sleepwalks, essentially. It's like he has multiple personalities, because him, when he's asleep, is an absolute badass. And it's really cool. Yeah, and then they have like...
There's my boy, warriors. Rengoku, the Flame Hashira.
Don't even talk to me about Rengoku. Rengoku's my boy. That's him there on the left.
I feel like the character designs are very, very good.
They're very, super unique.
Oh man, Renie, if you haven't seen this, you would love it. Like I know
I only watch a few episodes. I actually haven't read this manga.
This I got sick of waiting for it. Because I got sick of waiting for the new episodes. Because I got sick of waiting for the new episodes, I just read it. And like, you know, the end. I've read the ending and everything now, so I'm still going to watch the rest of the anime. But the manga is like, it's good. It's really good. And I mean, look at this guy with his creepy eyes and everything. Like, this is some good stuff.
Anybody who is saying that season 2 is not good, when most of season 2 is just an adaptation of Mugen Train, you guys need to chill out, because
I just watched the Mugen Train movie.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is the proper answer. Is just watch Mugen Train the movie and then watch like the second half of season 2. But like, Mugen Train was fantastic, and Rengoku is the best. And that fight broke my heart.
Yeah, Rengoku is the best. He is truly just awe-inspiring, and you only know him for a short amount of time. Like, from the minute you meet him, you're like, this guy's kind of goofy. And then by half an hour later, you love him, and he's your favorite character in the whole show.
Rengoku versus Akaza broke my heart. Like,
yeah, Akaza is a monster, honestly. He's ridiculous. I've seen him die now, so I'm very happy. I hate that guy so much.
Yeah, Akaza's a piece of shit. Anyways.
Yeah. But what Ellie's saying here, Dean was like, yes, Ellie, this manga is safe for your child. And then there's a total foul mouth in the... I said the anime was safe for your child, and I'm pretty sure I warned you that the manga has a lot of swearing that the anime, censored. And yeah, there's a season, I think it's season 3, when they go to all the bathhouses.
I mean, yes, there's a whole arc where they're in the, but like I thought that was a fantastic, because it like
the ending of that season, holy crap,
was fantastic. But I also like the fact that they showcase like the underbelly of, like, I feel like so many things that try to tell the stories of cultures only focus on like the glowing positive aspects of things, and they don't really delve into the muck, right? And so seeing the fashion district,
the
way that it was laid out there was phenomenal.
But yeah, what do you want to play a game is saying here too. Sunrise did the same thing with Unicorn Gundam. It had 7 movies, and then they released TV cuts of the movies, and it's like, why? Dragon Ball Super did the same thing. It's like, I don't need to watch this entire season because it's a movie, and I've already seen it, and it was animated better in the movie. I don't know why.
It was a dumb decision to try and buy them time.
It seems to be an anime trope lately. Like, it's happened a few times that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But yeah, Demon Slayer is just like a classic chosen one, fighting bad guys story, and it's sick. It's honestly sick.
Ali mentioned they have the boys act like female prostitutes.
Yeah, they have them disguised as them, because they're like, how many movies have we seen where guys dress up like girls to hide and get information? Like, that's nothing new. That's literally a plot that you see all the time.
It's actually really funny the way they do it too, because at the end,
sorority boys is actively that.
Yeah, but remember at the end of it, and he's like, "I'm sorry for deceiving you. I'm actually a man." And they're like, "Yeah, we know. We could tell from the second you walked in here. Like, you look ridiculous." And he's like, "Oh, okay." It's actually
it's a manga. I understand that Western audiences are weirded out by that, but it's a manga trope. It's just a trope that you see all the time in Japanese.
It's not even just a manga trope. It like even over here. Look at some of the biggest comedy movies of the 90s. Joanna Man, Sorority Boys.
Yeah.
Like this is actively something that you see happen all the time, where you have lead male White Chicks was a big thing in the early 2000s.
White Chicks is hilarious.
Like
Like literally the notion of having your protagonists have to pretend to be chicks for a specific scenario is hardly a new plot device. So let's not pretend like it is. And it's not a foreign one either.
Both Final Fantasy and Zelda had that. Like, it's my impression is specifically a Japanese thing.
There's a whole mission in Zelda where you have to find a dress.
Welcome to Japan, Allie, especially during
Japan
that period.
Is weird. Oh,
Japan is weird.
If you want to know how weird Japan was, like, we're not gonna get into it, but look up the history. Like, Japan has always been weird. That's all you need to know.
But anyway, what do you think of this, Odin? He tells us that we have inspired him to create a manga. So is
Demon Slayer. Allie, you were just talking about how you felt misled because Dean told you that it was going to be child appropriate. Demon Slayer is one of the few shonen with almost an 18 and above rating. It is one of the few shonen that is actively hey, yes, this is a shonen, but you shouldn't be letting your little kid read this. It is a mature series. If you go and you look at the anime's TV ratings, it's not PG or anything. It's an M. It's not a kid's book.
I'm sorry, Mo. Ogden doesn't want to hear your manga.
I imagine it's probably a bit like FMA, like shonen, but for teenagers, older teenagers.
Yeah, that is correct, Renie. It is actively meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. I'm sorry, Mo. Going ahead with your pitch.
It's gone now, man. I've lost it. Okay, here it is. All right, he goes, you've inspired me to create a manga. It's about a character named Mr. Baldo. He sells his soul for the magic to make his pillows into real waifus. But if he disappoints them sexually, they will kill him. It's called One Pump Man.
That would actually sell.
Oh my god.
It would sell.
Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that wouldn't be a massive fucking success. All right.
Yeah, Mo has been gatekept to an extent that I've never seen before. I'm sorry, Ape. I tried. Ogden just has no respect for Mo. Okay. Whose turn is it? Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
All right. Let me have a look. What have I got? Because I'm running out of options already. I've only got a couple more. All right. You know what? We're kind of talking about this anyway. So let's pull this one up. Share screen. Application window. There we go. It is One Punch Man. One Punch Man is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And it, the story behind this was really cool because the writer can't draw for shit. And he had tried to do his own, webtoon version of this. And it looked terrible, honestly. But some famous mangaka got real excited about it and loved the story so much that he approached him and was like, hey, let me draw this for you properly and we'll release it, officially.
Murata's amazing. He's on Twitter. Murata's on Twitter. Go follow him.
Oh, there you go, yeah. Go look him up because he's actually awesome. I've got a few pictures here of the pages, right? But you can actually find the original versions that the writer wrote and they are just terrible. So the story must be good if these terrible artworks ended up blowing up into this massive anime and everything that it is now. There it is there. On the left is what the original drawings look like. Yeah, and then on the right is the redone versions. And I know he looks goofy, right? I know he looks super goofy, but that's kind of part of it because he lives in this over-the-top anime world where everything is, this sort of shit. And I don't know why that's so blurry. Well, shit like this. This is the things that are in this world, and he's just standing there oh, okay, cool. While these monsters are giving these massive speeches and all these characters with huge hair and everything. So it's part of the story, the fact that he looks so dumb and goofy. But it is so well written. He's it's like Superman, he's really, really strong, but it's gotten to the point where he is depressed and struggling with his abilities because every single time he gets into a fight, it's just one punch and it's over. And the the show of this opens up with him listening to some alien thing talk some massive speech. He punches him and the dude explodes, and he just like looks down at his fist. He drops to his knees and he's like, "No, not again!" He's like screaming. It's so funny, and like it's very, very well done. It was very, very well done, and like the show's still coming out, and the book is hilarious, and you know the story is good. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gone from these crappy webtoons to like full blown success in the in the East.
And he doesn't actually have powers. It's funny because he is so powerful when characters ask him. He's just like, I just like worked out.
Yeah,
and
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups.
Yeah, I just did a lot of push-ups. And then he can punch through like a whole block of buildings.
It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. And like, I don't buy that for a second. He must have been exposed to radiation or something, because he's like, I just worked out until my hair fell out, and that's why I'm bald. And like it's not even it's a tough regimen, but it's not like superhuman regimen. It's like it's 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups and 10 miles a day. Yeah, 100 squats as well. Yeah, I forgot 100 squats. But yeah, like everyone just thinks he's ridiculous, but he is the ultimate badass. He's super powerful, and it makes no sense why.
He's Bugs Bunny in anime.
He's Bugs Bunny.
That's literally what he. This is why, and every freaking anime like fanboy who tries to do, who'd win in a fight between Saitama and Goku is like, that's like asking who'd win in a fight between Goku and Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny wins. You're never going to beat that.
Goku wins.
No, Bugs Bunny wins that.
No. Goku is reaching the level of gods. Let's not get into this.
Okay, cool. Bugs Bunny just creates a freaking pocket dimension with a hole and shoots the Kamehameha back at Goku and doesn't get touched. And then laughs it off because he's a Looney Tune. It's the same thing with Saitama. He lands one fucking punch on somebody, they're done. Maybe two.
Yeah. In the finale of the first season, he lands 2 punches, and it blows the guy up.
It's dumb. That's the whole point. It's beautiful. It's what makes the charm of the series. But it's annoying because that's always where anime fans go like, who'd win in a fight though? It's just stop.
They always do that. But I love my whole thing that I love about One Punch Man is how it's of course it's about these ridiculous fights and everything, but he doesn't care about any of that. He's just like, there's a sale on at the local grocery store and I'll be able to get cheap vegetables this week. Or, he's too concerned about just trying to get home late. So he doesn't want to be late so he can watch his favorite TV show or play a video game with someone. He really doesn't care. He just does the superhero thing because he thinks it's fun. But he's ridiculously overpowered, and he's in a world full of, classic anime characters that are all like, I'll be the end of the world. I am the god, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And they give these massive speeches and they transform and they do these huge energy attacks. And all he does is uppercut them and they just blow up every single time. It's so funny. And it's really, really good. It's one of my favorites. And I honestly, it took me a long time to even watch this because B-Rose was the one that actually told me to watch it. And I finally listened to him. Because, look at this. I thought it looked goofy and dumb. And that's why I never read it. Yeah. And it kind of is the whole point. Yeah. Because, look, he lives in a world with this thing. That's Centauro, which is a giant city-sized centipede monster. That actually might be an even bigger one, just by looking at it. It looks kind of different. But, the idea is, this thing is destroying the entire city, and he punches it, and it just explodes all the way down, and it vibrates through its entire body. After 3 episodes of everybody trying to kill it and just getting destroyed. It's ridiculous. He shows up and he just destroys things straight away. This isn't in the cartoon yet, so I don't know what that is, but it's sick. This I do know. I've read that far. But yeah, this is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Murata's
really
so
good stuff.
Man.
Yeah. Moromi says the first season was good, but they dropped the ball after not using Madhouse. That was true for season 2, but season 3, they're going back to the original animation studio. So season 3 looks sick, and that's coming out soon. Hail, Billy, welcome. But yeah, it's good stuff. One Punch Man is sick. It's better than it has any right to be, honestly.
He's same creator as Mob Psycho 100. It's another very successful series.
I didn't even know that.
Mob Psycho is also really good, really funny.
Oh yes, there are also sexy ladies in One Punch Man, according to Jay.
Yeah.
Because he lives in like a cliche anime world where everyone has big hair and big tits.
Yes.
Except him, like he's just this weird egg-shaped man. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's your turn.
What should I go with next? Let's see. Too much stuff. Shit. Okay. All right. I'm thinking of more examples I want to bring up. I really want to bring up Boichi's work, but we'll have to do that next time, I guess. All right. I will start with this should be a shorter recommendation because I couldn't find a lot of images of this because it's that obscure. I don't think it's obscure. I actually did a review of this on my YouTube channel years ago. It's very awkward. I was super awkward on camera, but you can go find like a video from, I don't know, like 2017 or some shit. And so I have that review up. And again, I left all my comics in Taiwan, but this is a manga by Satoshi Kon. Hello, what's up, Rob? And if you guys don't know, Satoshi Kon was a anime movie director, and he directed Paprika, 20 Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is a fucking masterpiece. I fucking love Paprika. Paprika was the inspiration for Inception, and Christopher Nolan said so.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and he's known for using the medium of animation. He's known for, not all of those movies are his original stories, but he likes to adapt stories that blend like dream-like visuals with reality, where reality is blurred, right? So, for example, Millennium Actress has the main character is this actress, and she's talking about her life, and as she talks about her life, all the visuals just like flow through time, and she just like runs from scene to scene and it kind of merges with all the movies she's acted in that are different period pieces. And Paprika is straight up about dreams, so again, inspired Inception, but it's a different type of story. Like in Paprika, there's a device that can read people's dreams, and it's a therapeutic device, but a villain gets a hold of it and it runs amok, and people's dreams start spilling out into reality and merging into this giant horror show and causing chaos. And that's how, and imagine the visuals that you can create with that type of story. And Tokyo Godfathers is a comedy, it's like a Christmas movie, but there's a lot of that merging of reality and playing with the medium of animation. Anyway, Satoshi Kon is a master anime director. It's very tragic that he passed very young. He was only in his 40s, but I would recommend his movies. Paranoia Agent is like the one anime series he did. He didn't do a lot of anime like television, but Paranoia Agent was the one anime TV series he did. But before he did movies, he did some manga, and Tropic of the Sea is one. There's another one. I have it I have it back in Taiwan. I can't remember the name of it, but that he also had a tenant. All his like Tropic of the Sea is probably the most grounded one I've seen. So this specific comic is about a village that's entrusted with a mermaid's egg, and he kind of tackles these slightly Miyazakian themes where because of industrialization and the young people, and not even just the young people, the people don't really believe in the mermaids anymore, and it's a cycle. Every 60 years the mermaid comes back, and they don't believe that this creature is real, so they stop upholding the promise that the humans made to the mermaid, and everything kind of ensues and it spills over from there. And I just remember
this panel before.
You have?
Yeah.
It's beautifully drawn.
No, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've never seen this before at all.
Rob is saying, when does Renie recommend something good? I'm gonna need you to go back and watch the rest of this stream until now, because I've been pulling out absolute bangers. I have amazing recommendations today. So
I'm definitely checking out Blame and Siegfried. Those are definitely on the list.
Yeah, Yeah, I couldn't find a lot of images of this, but there you go. Tropic of the Sea, and it's just one volume. It's one graphic novel. It's not a long series. Satoshi Kon tended to do just like one volume manga, like pretty limited stories, kind of like Otomo. So there you go. That's my first recommendation of this round.
Nice.
And my next one, hold on, I have to reshare this other screen, is this Shaman Warrior. So this is a Korean manhwa, and I also remember just randomly picking this. I actually found this during college. There's like an English translation that made its way to the States, and the story is, it's like assassins and warriors. Can you tell I kind of like that stuff? And it's not really about shamans. It's just there's a certain type of power that eventually comes up in the story that's like, oh, the shaman warrior power, whatever. But the story is about assassins, like, and it's again very Blade of the Immortal-esque, amazing action. So here are the covers. Like, the art is beautiful. All I remember about the story was, okay, so there's this child that needed to be hidden because of some kind of assassin rivalry or some kind of like warrior rivalry, and the child is a girl. So the story, I read the story for the early, I only read the early part of the story, but it focused on this girl who was trained in this assassin camp kind of training ground, and she's like the only female there. And so you do have this hot girl character and then a bunch of other assassins. There's like some family drama. I don't really remember all the details, but the art is amazing and it's really good action. So here you go. Here's the interiors of this.
Nice. That's really cool.
Revisit. Yeah, I like pretty action scenes and manga with stuff like this. So there you go. Where's the chick? There you go. That's her. And I really like the designs too. I thought the designs are really well done. It's like this fantasy desert world as well, or desert land. It's not really specified. It's kind of, if you guys have ever seen Guardian of the Sacred Spirit, Seirei no Maribito, it's kind of like that. It's like Asian fantasy, kind of ambiguous.
Almost, I like it. Like, also, I could definitely see some parallels, like Mononoke. A little bit in there too.
Yeah, like ambiguous Asian fantasy land, and I kind of like stuff like that. Like, it's not just, another Journey to the West or another like another Romance of Three Kingdoms or some known mythology. It's just like an original Asian fantasy world.
We got a super chat for $2. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, man. He asks Renie, is this better than Bible Black?
What's Bible Black?
It's a shonen.
Like, no idea.
I don't read shonen. I'm showing you guys seinen, and this isn't even seinen. This is Korean. I've shown like 2 Chinese comics and a Korean comic. Like, I am bringing out all my Asian creds today. Here's my diverse my diverse recommendations.
It's okay. So I apologize. It's a hentai is what it is. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually.
When I double checked.
Hentai. I won't judge you though, Rob. No judgment here. Not my thing. I think that's it. Where's the other art? Oh, here you go. Yeah, there's the hot girl. But yeah, I felt like I never really got far in the story. Either they discontinued it. I don't know if they ever finished it in the English version, but I did really like the world building, and it's a lot like Blade of the Immortal, where it kind of builds and builds, and there's it's sort of factional fighting and all that stuff, and that was pretty compelling when I was reading it. So I would say check it out, and good art. Here you go. Ali says they don't all look alike, guys.
Because Crazy Man was like Korean, Chinese, Japanese. It's all the same. I was like, yeah, don't ever say that. That's a great way to start a massive fight.
I am demonstrating to you today that they don't all look similar. Like, look at all the different comics I have brought up. Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Marumi says it was unfinished. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's a pity. Fucking the Hong Kongese one by the Cat by Stellar FCP, that was also unfinished. It's such a pity. I wanted these to be finished so I can read them, and it just never happened. Mo says he appreciates that this artist seems to have seen a human face before. Most of the recommendations I brought up are artists that draw fairly realistic faces, because again, I actually don't really lean towards the cutesy anime stuff, okay?
Yeah.
There are other styles out there. Yeah, I really want to bring up Boichi. I have a folder somewhere, but I feel like this would just be like a 5-hour stream if I keep going. I need to stop at some point. Is Dean there?
Yeah, Dean, you there, bud?
Yeah, sorry, hold on.
All right.
Sorry, I got a message from my day job. You know, remember I told you I do this on my lunch break. So.
Oh shit! Okay, sorry. I'll wrap it up.
Had to respond.
So, anyways, I guess it's on to me now. So these are going to be my last two recommends for the evening. So this is Heroic Legends of Arslan, done by Arakawa, which she is a big name because she did Full Metal Alchemist, which is also fantastic. But I wanted to go with this one because this is her lesser known series, and I honestly think most people would adore it. It's got a very King Arthur type feel to it, but it takes place in the Kingdom of Pars, which is Persia. And there's a lot of love that's been put into this, not just from like the obviously like storytelling and everything, but there's actually a lot of research into reading ancient Persian poetry of like the Shahnameh by Ferdowsi. That finds
I love how you say that like I know what it is.
It's the Ferdowsi is probably the most prominent like Persian poet of, I want to say, the 16th century. Sounds right. But he started a revival of ancient Persian culture in like poetry and what have you, and is a big reason why we have a lot of that stuff today. And the Shahnameh is the Book of Kings. It's effectively the mythological history of ancient Persia.
Rob's like poetry.
I mean, yes, actual literature, Rob. That's a thing. But anyways, point is, there's a lot of research that's been done into the actual background and mythology of Persia that bleeds its way into the design of all the characters and the storytelling itself. Yeah, absolutely fantastic book. Great ensemble of characters, and the main character Arslan. It's really fun to watch him grow as a character from this naive little kid, and through this journey he becomes not just a man, but a person bearing the responsibility and burden of kingship. Really, really good book. So then moving on to my final pick, one more horror book. This was actually mentioned in the chat earlier this evening. It's called Gantz. Gantz is great.
I've heard of this one.
Gantz is so effectively, it's like a squad of dead people. Like they died, and then they get brought to this like weird classroom thing where there is a clock that's going on, and they get sent out on these missions as ghosts to fight demons.
Yay, Gantz, said Richard.
It's pretty fantastic. The artwork's really cool. It's got a like weird blend of like horror and cyberpunk. It's just awesome. Like it's really fun.
Felix Haas. Okay, Felix Haas is falling asleep. Here, let me help you. There are tits. Like, it's rated R. It's straight rated R. Just everything.
Like 100%. Like there's.
Gantz is known for blood, weird monster things that these dead people in limbo have to fight, and just like girls with huge
massive
tits.
Boobs.
Yeah, unbelievably huge. Just like think Goblin Girl, but a little anime looking.
Cool.
I have checked out Gigant Art and Times of J. Ryan, and yes, it is also very good. But Gantz was the one that I picked because I know Dean has also been in the market for more horror things, and Gantz, I think, is right up his alley as well. I'm
always in the market for more horror stuff. Like, I specifically go out of my way looking for horror books.
It's fucking weird, dude. Like, the first thing is, like, the first thing that you have happen is your main character gets hit by a train. Like,
and his head flies off.
Yeah, no, like it's wild.
Crazy Mad's like, you can't just flash tits at Felix like he's some sort of simp.
Well, it
was worth the shot.
Tits. Yeah, I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to bring people to the main
I do highly recommend it. It's a fun series. It's very weird, and the monsters are fucking cool. Like, they look really horrifying. Like this is a pretty tame example of a monster from Gantz. But yeah, so that wraps up my recommendations.
Awesome. I have one more, which is actually good. Like, as I said, I'm not going to bring up Dragon Ball because everybody knows I love Dragon Ball. It's too obvious. But I am going to bring up this one, which is kind of like, this isn't even really a manga. This is like a webtoon that turned into a graphic novel. And it's sick. It's super messed up.
What is
this? This is Inventing Incidents.
Oh, God, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Inventing Incidents is one of the most twisted stories ever written. Like, on all of the reviews are just people commenting, why would you write this? What is wrong with you?
No, like no bullshit. So this was actually the first recommendation I ever got from Dean.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dean was like, yo, here's this link, get it. And I got it. I read it in it's a long book.
It is a long book.
I read it in like 3 hours straight. I could not put it down. And by the time I finished, I just hit Dean up and I was like, fuck you, but also I need more.
Yeah. Like, it starts off with this group of kids, yeah. It's a group of kids, like just normal everyday kids, you know, one of them's kind of a bully, one of them's a bit of a nerd. They all know each other from school and stuff like that. They're just, you know, regular kids. And anyway, one of the kids that he kind of eggs them all on and, you know, gets them to run away together. They're all going to run away all at the same time. But then as the story progresses, you find out that he killed his parents before doing this. And then you find out that he also killed one of the other kids' parents. And then you find out that he also killed one of the other kids' parents. And none of these kids know. And they're all on this adventure with what is essentially an absolute psychopath who's one of the other ones. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, you know, but it is really just one of those stories where you're like, oh my God, who the hell thinks of this sort of thing? Like, the reviews saying, why would you write this, are perfect. It's like, yeah, why the hell would you write this? What is wrong with you, whoever made this book? I can't even remember. But this was available on Kickstarter, and it is amazing. And the Inventing Incidents thing is like all part of, you know, childhood imagination and stuff. You know, like the kid pretended that his parents were abusing him, but really he was just grounded because he was a brat. And then he murdered them. You know, like it's like all the monsters on the start, like, you know, that's part of their imagination because they're kids on an adventure. But it is truly one of the most messed up books I've ever read. And it was one of the first books that I ever read from like a Kickstarter or anything like that.
It was so fucked. And I just remember reading it and being like, this is horrible, but amazing. And Dean and I talked about it for like a solid 2 hours after I read the book. I was like, this is not okay. And I don't
know why. What inspired this person?
It didn't end either at the end of the book, and I don't think they've done any more. And so I'm just like,
no, it just ends.
You need to finish this. You've already committed. I feel like they just didn't finish it because of all the people being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you write this?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
You know what?
As Odin said, the way it ends,
finish it.
The way it ends, like it's still going. You know, like there's no resolution. There's no comeuppance to this evil kid.
They set up a whole new fucking storyline.
Yeah, they keep going.
There's nothing else.
So I can only assume a sequel is coming one day, but Inventing Incidents is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No, it's not unfinished in a way. Like this story is complete. You know, like the first arc. This story is complete. Yeah. You buy this book.
No, like they absolutely. It absolutely has its 3-arc structure. Like
but like what I mean by unfinished is like he's not in trouble yet. They haven't been caught. None of the kids really know.
They set up the next story. Like the book ends with them like being like, okay, let's move forward, and it's a really good ending. And then.
Yeah,
I don't think that they've done any more. I'd have to go look.
Well, I mean, maybe the webtoon, because it started out as a webtoon and then they collected it into a graphic novel. So maybe the webtoon has continued. I'm not sure, though.
I'm looking into that right now.
But this graphic novel, this trade paperback, this collected edition of it all is brilliant. It's truly brilliant. And it's super messed up. Because it's the way they write it that makes it so clever, you know? Like, it seems like a wholesome story. You feel really bad for this kid who's telling you all about his abusive parents. And then it kind of cuts back and shows you what he's really talking about. And then shows you his parents are all dead at home because he murdered them all.
So he's been trying to shop it to publishers, and that's why he hasn't been doing anything lately.
Oh, okay. Okay,
like that literally says Evil Means, because it's Evil Means is the title of the whole series. Evil Means is closed while I submit the book to agents and publishers. Thank you for your patience awaiting book 2 while I navigate this process. So like he's got the whole next one done, it seems. He's just trying
to a messed up story.
I don't think anyone is going to give him a publishing deal for this.
I mean, maybe. I hope they do. I hope they do. It's
I would love for them to. Dude, you've read this book. No agent or publisher is going to want to touch that with a 50-foot pole. They're going to be like, this is an incredible book. There is no way that we can market this.
Yeah, no, it's a story about a little psychopath killer who technically kidnaps a bunch of other kids.
It, like, literally kidnaps a bunch of kids and tricks them into trauma bonding with him. Like,
yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's horrible.
But yeah, great book. Honestly, a great book. I have it on my shelf, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh,
but yeah, Inventing Incidents. Go check it out if you can. You know, it's probably still on Webtoons, the original stuff, so you could probably read it if you want to.
Yeah, no, you can read everything up through the end of that first book, nice. On Webtoon. So like you can definitely do that, but like,
okay,
I would recommend getting the book. If for no other reason than to support a very solid.
Holy crap!
Just like it was on Indiegogo, Arrogant Ape. That's correct. That's where I got it from.
Yeah, that's where I got it from as well. Was Indiegogo, and then it was on Kickstarter after that. And I don't know if you can even buy it anymore. Maybe on like eBay or something. But like it's worth.
No, I think his Indiegogo thing's still up.
Oh, really? Well, there you go. Yeah, it's still open on Indiegogo.
I'm double checking right now.
That's been years.
Like, that's literally years ago. I looked into it recently.
But yeah, Inventing Incidents. Go check it out. It's really, really messed up. It's some good stuff, like in a good way. You know, like it's very well written because you don't expect the twist. Like if we hadn't have told you that this kid was a psycho, you would have never guessed. Just the way it's done, you'd feel really bad for him throughout the whole start of it. But he's just bullshitting. He's just a monster. And yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
Why does it feel like forever since we've done this? I don't know, Suzanne. I did this just last week. Oh yeah, because Dean canceled the previous stream. No, Vaughn canceled the previous stream on me, and then I had no guest co-host.
How dare he?
Evil Means is coming soon.
Oh, sweet. There you go then. Yeah, definitely check it out if you get a chance to. If you see it around, check it out.
Yeah, you can't get the first book, but they're about to launch the second book's campaign.
Right. Awesome. Well, I mean, maybe the first book will be available on the second campaign.
I like messed up stuff.
I was all ready to troll Vaughn, and then the stream gets cancelled. I'm sorry, Mo. I am rescheduling with Vaughn. He will appear eventually. Oh, what's this?
How dare he? Insulting. Oh, I didn't know. I'm not done yet.
Oh.
I have 2 more. Okay, I'll go quick. I swear I'm almost done. Like, I went a little overboard. Yeah, so did I bring? No, I didn't.
Hey, guys, if you sign up for the Evil Means campaign, you get a free first chapter comic and bookmark with order. So you will get the first book completely for free. Not to interrupt. I apologize.
No, it's great. It's good to know. I might check it out. I like messed stuff. Yeah, so Domu by Kazuhiro Otomo. This is like Akira light. This is like a manga that he drew before Akira. Psychic children, lots of blood. Fucking amazing. Cool. Yeah, it's just battling psychics in an apartment complex. That's all you need to know. It's a lot of fun. It's just one book. It's a graphic novel. So, like, Akira is also a manga. It goes on a lot longer than the movie. Is way more expansive. But if you want to read something even more condensed in here, like obviously Otomo just really like psychic shit. There you go.
Yeah, not cool. I actually do like psychic shit, so I'm down.
Mm-hmm. And last but definitely not least, I had to bring this up because this is a classic. Here you go. This is the original form of Nausicaa. If any of you know Miyazaki.
This is my favorite Miyazaki movie. I fucking love Nausicaa.
Nausicaa's amazing, and so think of how
Howl's Moving Castle is the best.
I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Howl's is good.
It's good. It's not Nausicaa.
It's not Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, it's not Princess Mononoke either.
We gonna fight. They're all good, but my favorite is Princess Mononoke. Nausicaa is really good, and this was his first. I believe this was his first feature film that was his first story that was written by him that he directed, because he was directing other stories, and he's been working in animation for a long time, but he kind of was drawing this Nausicaa manga on the side, and then it got picked up for the animated movie. And think of the Nausicaa movie as how Akira the movie is a condensed, it's like the condensed version of manga. There's so much less left out. It's like the way shorter version, and the Nausicaa movie is kind of like that, where you get the gist, but in the manga the ending is expanded. There's like a whole, I don't remember in the movie they had the crits, like these old ancient people that had been manipulating civilization. I was like, this is very Dune-ish, actually. This is very like ancient powers manipulating the world from behind the scenes. Like, it was kind of cool. And so it's much more expanded. There's a lot more events, and you find out more. There's more world building, and it's and this really captivated me because Miyazaki's manga art style was influenced by Moebius. So if you know Moebius, the European comic artist, the Nausicaa manga looks like Moebius married a mangaka. And you see the mark making and the hatching is very European, but the faces and the designs are very Miyazaki, but the way he's shading everything is like this hatchy European style. And like it's beautiful. It's so unique. And the paneling is European. Like, usually manga doesn't have this type of paneling, so that kind of stuff jumps out to me. Oh, this wasn't in the movie. This is one of like the ancient weird creepy things. So yeah, there's it's just an expanded version of the movie, but I love the movie as well. Post nuclear war, toxic landscape, people are like battling each other, and there's these giant bugs. That's basically, long story short, that's what the story summarizes as, and it's very much about it's environmentalism, but it's not like modern cringy environmentalism. It's actually very sweet, and Miyazaki's movies always have this theme of anti-war and taking care of the land, and Nausicaa was a story and a character that really brought those themes to forth. She's like this princess of a kingdom who they live in this toxic land, but she alone knows that this toxic forest is actually underneath the forest is purifying the land. It's not meant to be destroyed, and the bugs are seen as these horrifying things that everyone else is afraid of, but she understands them. She's like, they're just other creatures, and all this kind of stuff that's very Miyazakian themes. They all come to light here. And yeah, read it. I love the art. It's so beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, no, Miyazaki's an absolute like legend. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that game? I can't remember. Damn it. With Miyazaki style characters and stuff. Yeah, there's a game and it's amazing. I'm gonna have to open my Steam just to find it. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks just like a Studio Ghibli movie because they used his art style and everything, and they actually had a hand in it. I just can't remember what it's called. Damn it.
Look at the little Omu. Oh my god, I love his art. Those are so beautiful. Billy Powermax says this is giving you dystopian motion sickness. There's a lot of dystopian stuff in today's presentation.
Ni no Kuni, that's it. Yeah, Ni no Kuni is a video game that I reckon you'd really like, just because you like Miyazaki.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, I don't really play games, but I'll check it out. I adore Miyazaki.
Well, it's like you get to walk around in a Miyazaki world, essentially.
Oh, I would do that. Just walk around. I don't even need to fight anything. I'll just bask in my dream. Yeah, there you go. And this is definitely available in English, so highly, highly recommend this. It's also not a long series. It's a pretty quick read. But I'd say most people here probably have seen the movie, but if you haven't, watch it and then go read this manga. There you go.
Ooh.
I'm done. I did it.
Good job. Woo!
Great final pick, though. Nausicaa Valley of the Wind is amazing.
That was 8. That was only 8.
There you go. Yeah, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch and Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. They're both great games. Is Dean gatekeeping Miyazaki's review of his show? I don't believe Miyazaki would say such things about this show. According to Mo, he asked Miyazaki his opinion of this stream, and he replied with, I can't watch this stuff and find it interesting. Whoever creates this stuff has no idea what pain is whatsoever. I am utterly disgusted. I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself.
I don't believe you because my recommendations were all great, but it's fine.
We don't believe you.
It's fine. Keep protesting.
Richard Fox goes, now we berserk. Nah,
now
man. That's a solid 3 or 4 hour conversation with Renie and I here, and we're not doing that.
Yeah, we actually managed like 2 hours with that. We only talked about Berserk at the end. So see, everyone, I've read other comics. It's just a lot of this stuff Westerners haven't heard of. So what's the point of bringing it up on the stream?
Yeah.
But now we get to. So thank you.
So hopefully, I don't know, Mo, did we convince you? Did you see anything that you would like?
That's not even a question.
It could be a question.
The only thing that we convinced Mo of is that we're weeb degenerates and that Renie likes Siegfried, and that makes her better than all of us.
Because I like European comics too. Okay.
I mean, I like them too, but I didn't bring any of them up on the stream, whereas you did. So you bought goodwill with Mo, ergo making you a load better than the rest of us.
I mean, half of the Asian comics I brought up looked almost like European comics.
I know, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're all weeb degenerates. That's how it goes.
Yeah, Renie convinced Mo to check out Siegfried, but he had already read it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad I convinced you.
Huh.
Thank you for suffering through today's presentation, Mo.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, all the things. Become a member so you get to, win Dean's big box chock full of comics and manga now. So Crazy Mad is thoroughly disappointed in Ogden and Dean. Well, I am always thoroughly disappointed in you, Crazy Mad.
Holy Hand
Grenade says take off your glasses and do the eye close up. What's the eye close up? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I've started a stream a few times like this, and now people ask me to do it. This is my real eye color. I'm not wearing contacts.
Oh.
Arrogant ape. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. Dragon Ball. No! I would have brought Dragon Ball up, but I'm not going. I'm not going to because that one's too obvious.
Yeah.
Secret would have looked awesome
also
if
read
it was
Dragon Ball.
animated.
Yu Yu Hakusho is also great. Love Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. And Attack on Titan. That's one of my favorites as well, but I didn't bring that one up either. Either way, thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, do the whole thing.
Oh, hold on. There's one thing there is one thing that we need to tell people about, Dean.
Oh, right. Yes, there is.
All right.
One thing.
So
you have an announcement. Yeah, let me put you full screen.
All right. Hold on. This is actually
your avatar is ridiculous.
You're welcome. I don't know why we went for putting me on full screen. Okay, so for those of you guys, I've been talking about the Embrace 2 in the chat. That is coming this summer. We're going to be doing that in July. I'm still picking out a date. But if you missed out on the Embrace 1, or if you want to take a look at any of the Kickstarter exclusive variants that we will be having, we are doing an Embrace Comes to Kickstarter with all the problems that people have been having with Indiegogo on recent campaigns. We're looking at shifting over here. All the people that are on the mailing list on Indiegogo, I'm going to do something special for you guys with this campaign. I'm figuring that out. But that being said, we're doing this Kickstarter. It launches this Friday, 11 p.m. on Renie's channel. So
yes,
make sure that you guys are there.
Ooh.
If you haven't signed up, go on ahead and do that. We've got some really cool stuff that'll be up on this campaign. We have 6 new variant covers, I think that sounds right. And one of them is done by Joel Gomez, who made his fame on doing a book called Witchblade. He did a cover for, and we're actually partnered with a nonprofit on that cover where we're going to be donating some of the proceeds some of the money we raised from that to the Virginia Victim Assistance Network, which runs a support group for homicide survivors. And if you know what the Embrace is about, you know that's kind of a big tie into what the story is. So
yes,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's great.
Make sure that you guys are signed up. And yeah, we will see you guys on Friday.
Yeah, see you Friday. And when are we starting?
What about the victims of this stream? I mean,
seeing as that's one victim, singular. I don't know what else I can do for you other than go read European comics. Moromi mentioned earlier that Secret Look Awesome animated. There was a animated trailer, right? I guess it didn't get finished. Idea. There is a short animation, which is also beautiful. But yeah, back to the Embrace. Launching Friday. What time again, Michael?
We're gonna do 11 p.m. It's gonna be
so pretty late.
Yeah,
great. That works for me.
Cool.
Yeah, like we're gonna do 11 p.m. so that way Dean is available. I'll be getting back from a business trip, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be good stuff.
Awesome. Be there.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. End it now.
Bye. Sorry, Mo.
Glitching.
Booming.
I can show you the ropes.
Spider-Man coach.
Glitching.
Hi, Sumo!
Glitching.
I'm very confused by this outro as well.
You gotta say I love you back.